Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Sports Basement. I'm Zach here with Rahman. No Ronoldy today. He's going to do his own separate video with his own predictions, so check that out.
He's not here with us, but he's here in spirit. So let's get to these games.
Yeah, he's going to do his own video, so go check that out after this or before this or whatever. So let's get to the games. Tonight we got San Diego and Denver. Who you got, Rahman?
I got San Diego personally. I feel like they're looking really good. They're actually one of the two teams that I think are the most complete teams in the NFL right now.
Who's the other team you think is complete?
The other team, I feel like the Cardinals are pretty complete in how they're working their games, and the Chargers are in the other spot.
I'm gonna go with Denver simply because I just like the way Peyton Manning's playing right now. Him and that offense is doing pretty well. San Diego defense, offensively they have some injuries. I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem unless Brandon Oliver does not decide to show up, but shows up and competes.
Very true.
Yeah, but I have Denver.
Okay, so in the next game we have the Lions and the Falcons. This is in Atlanta.
Who you got?
I personally have Detroit. I think that they are looking pretty good. They had a pretty good. They won last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they had a pretty good victory there. I remember seeing a pretty nice score from them a few weeks ago. I'm not sure, but yeah, they played really well. I remember watching them. They looked really nice. So I think they're gonna bring that same fire. You can't go wrong with picking Matt Stafford.
100% agree with you, Detroit.
All right, so next we got the Seahawks and the Panthers.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks still. They do have some off-field problems that I think was the reason why they lost last week. Also, just the Rams caught the Seahawks by surprise by that fake punt. And, just a couple trick plays here and there that the Rams did to keep the world champions off key. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks simply because I just like their matchup against Carolina. I don't think Carolina is a complete team. I think their defense is a little bit of a struggle, and so is their offense.
So even without Percy Harvin, you're going to go with Seattle?
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with Carolina. Personally, I just want to keep it short and simple. So next we have the Ravens and the Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Ravens, playing great offense, defense as well. In Cincinnati, after that horrendous shutout by Indianapolis last week, I just think that they don't have it.
Well, you got to understand how at what caliber Indianapolis. I kept saying Indiana last game too. How well Indianapolis was playing. I said it wrong again, but still, they've been playing so well this season.
Cincinnati?
I feel like Cincinnati. No, Indiana, and Cincinnati just got Indianapolis. Oh my God, Indy. Let's just keep it at Indy.
There you go.
Indy was playing so well this season, and they could do that to any team. Luck can pretty much pick apart any team possible. And they're looking really good, Indy personally. But I'm gonna go with Cincinnati here. I feel like it was just a blown game last week.
Well, yeah, last week was. What do you think? Last week was a fluke?
Yeah, I feel like it was just a fluke. I feel like playing a very tough opponent last week, they just fell. But I feel like they could take it. They're gonna pick themselves back up. Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. He's gonna do it.
All right, next game.
Next game we have the Dolphins and the Jaguars.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins simply because they looked great last week. So did the Jaguars beating the Cleveland Indians, Cleveland Browns. But, however, I just think that Miami's just that much better of a team.
I'm going to go with Miami. I don't want to talk about this game too much. Let's go with the Rams and the Chiefs next.
I'm going to go, that's actually tough because if St. Louis plays the way they played last week, they could certainly beat the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs anyway, simply because it's logical. I just think that their offense has been pretty good. So is their defense. I think their whole entire team around has been clicking the last couple of weeks. I just think they get the W here.
They're going to get the W down in Kansas City? Yeah, they are.
Down in Kansas City?
They are. I believe that as well.
So? All right.
Next, we have the Bears and the Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots. I don't think the Bears have been that great of a team this year. It's just, offensively, Jay Cutler has not been able to complete his passes to his wide receivers and his backs. I mean, that's a lot last week. You saw Jay Cutler, throwing too high, throwing too low. Didn't have great chemistry with his wide receivers last week. I'm going to go with New England.
Okay, so me personally, I'm going to go with Chicago just because of the way New England played last week. I mean, honestly, the Jets, I got to give them some kind of credit because they hung on they kept it close with New England, but New England just didn't play well in that game. Personally, I feel like they got a little bit lucky with how young Geno was and how Geno showed his presence, which he really didn't at all last week. So I'm gonna go with Chicago here just because I don't like the way the Patriots played last week.
All right.
Next, we have the Bills and the Jets.
I'm going to go with the Bills. I think Kyle Orton has been doing pretty solid work this year so far. Had a couple seconds left in the game through the game-winning touchdown to Sammy Watkins. I like that combo. You know, Sammy Watkins, Kyle Orton, it works. So I think the Bills got this one, regardless of Percy Harvin being signed to the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a major game changer for them. You know, obviously, a wide receiver can't change the whole team, as we saw, you know, with Victor Cruz's absence last week. A wide receiver can't change the whole game. The Giants still held on somewhat to the Cowboys last week, and I feel like Percy Harvin's going to do the same thing. He's not going to completely positive. Well, he's going to positively impact them, of course, but he's not going to get them this W. I'm going to go with the Bills.
All right, next game.
We have the Vikings and the Bucks.
The Vikings and the Bucks. This one's a tough one because the Vikings, they've definitely had their struggles. So have the Buccaneers. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers simply because I think they can pull out a win. I think that it's desperation time for the Buccaneers. It's always been desperation time ever since week 1, and I think they could beat the Vikings.
Do you know if Glennon is playing?
Who?
Glennon.
Glennon? I'm
Most
not sure.
likely, yeah.
Is he?
It looks like it. Yeah. So with that, obviously, you know, he's playing very well, Mike Glennon. I'm gonna go with the Bucks, Tampa Bay all the way for this game. But the Vikings, you know, I don't think they're gonna stay too behind. Just for the sole reason that, you know, Teddy Bridgewater being there and stuff. I just feel like he's a really good rookie. He doesn't have the greatest team behind him, but he can make it work, I feel like. And I'm just going to roll into the next game here. Houston and Tennessee.
That's a tough one. Zach Mettenberger starting his first game in the NFL. They said he liked him a lot in preseason, so I guess a lot of people ask why now. They just said we felt like it's the right time to start him. Houston, on the other side of the ball, it just seems like they haven't been playing. They have a good defense, but they don't have a great defense. Their front line is okay. It's pretty good. The linebackers are pretty good, but it's the backfield that really gets them. And I'm saying that because Andrew Luck threw all over that backfield. Ben Roethlisberger threw all over that backfield as well last week. And it just doesn't look good. I'm going to go with Tennessee. I think that Zach Mettenberger's first win.
Okay, that's... I'm not going to go all the way out of the limb and say that's a bold statement, but I feel like that definitely has some backup behind it. I'm going to go with Houston. I feel like...
and Ryan Fitzpatrick is not an elite quarterback.
Hold on. Let's just get that statement out of the way. Whoever said that he's an elite quarterback? Who has ever said that?
I hear, beginning of the year, Houston this, Houston that. Houston's going to be a tough team to beat this year. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's the man. He's the reason why somebody told me that he's the reason why the Texans are doing so well. They're 3-4. He is not a good quarterback. He's going to get beat. It's going to be by the Tennessee defense and the offense. Okay, and it's just Tennessee got this one. I don't believe in Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't believe in that secondary. I believe in J.J. Watt, but he can't do it all.
J.J. Watt is a beast. I'm gonna go.
He tries to do it all, but he can't. He can't do it all.
He definitely can, but I feel like
I hate the Texans, but I like J.J. Watt. He's the only person I actually like. I hate Andre Johnson, hate Arian Foster, hate all of them.
I just want to say one thing. I feel like J.J. Watt can get into the new oh my God, the first start of Mettenberger. I feel like he can get into his head. And by the way, the Indy mention counter has already reached 2, and we haven't even reached Indy's game. We already talked about Indy twice, but we haven't even reached their game.
We're talking about 5 more times. Not including the game coming up now.
Not including the game. But next we have the Eagles and the Cardinals.
This is a tough one because these two teams have been really good, both 5-1 teams. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I just think that when it comes down to the Eagles defense versus the Arizona offense, which I think the Eagles offense and Arizona defense are going to cancel each other out. But when it comes down to the other side of the ball for each of them, I just think that the Eagles defense is going to outshine their Cardinals offense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well because I feel like they, it's the middle of the season, but of course they have more to lose. Their division is very hard right now, especially the Cowboys gaining on them. And just speaking of the Cowboys right now, I feel like they're gonna get an easy win here, and the Eagles really need to win this game. So I feel like they're gonna play all out.
Moving on to the next game.
Next we have the Raiders and the Browns.
Gotta go with the Browns. It's Raiders 0-7. Sorry.
Yeah, even though the Browns got a tough loss, they got their asses handed to them. I'm going to be plain and simple.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm going to believe in Cleveland here. I haven't been believing in them, but I got to give it to them.
The only thing nice about Jacksonville is their stadium. They got a nice stadium. If the game sucks in Jacksonville, they have a pool there you can go in. It's nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Something is good.
Turn your back on the Jacksonville Jaguars for a minute whenever they're playing the Colts or the Texans, and you can go in the pool. Moving on.
Wow. Something good about Jacksonville, finally. All right. Next we have, finally, people that we've mentioned the whole time. Indianapolis. Not Indiana. The Colts versus the Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Colts. I think you know why. I've said it multiple times throughout every single episode. Andrew Luck, offense. Indianapolis defense stepping up, really, just the normal stuff. If you don't remember what I said, go back to last week's video, and that's what I feel about this game.
Yeah, honestly, the Colts are really consistent right now, and I've already pretty much stated why they're a very tough team to beat in this league. Even though they don't have the best record, they are going to do really well, and really big hope for them to do well in the playoffs for me personally. Next, we have Green Bay and New Orleans.
I'm going to go with Green Bay. I just think they played a great game last week, and I think Aaron Rodgers is the man right now.
Me, personally, I feel like, New Orleans is the sleeper team this year. I said that, last week. I think I said that the week before that as well, but I feel like they're the sleeper team here.
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are going to put them to sleep. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
They probably will. But you know what? You never know.
I think the sleeper team this year are the Chicago Bears, simply because they look good statistically on paper, but they haven't been good, and they're 3-4 right now, so it's kind of shaky, and that's why I think this is a sleeper team.
Honestly, you can't doubt.
Now, if you're talking about actually going to sleep, you could watch the Raiders game, but that's about it.
Yeah, I am kind of tired. Can't wait for Sunday so I can actually go to sleep while I watch this game. But anyway. Monday Night Football, this is an easy game to call for me. It's the Redskins and the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I'm going to go with the Redskins. I believe in Colt McCoy. I believe in one Colt McCoy. I am a Texas fan. Okay, I've watched Colt McCoy throughout his whole entire college career. He won the Big 12 championship in that stadium. He's going to beat the Cowboys.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wait, hold on. Zach usually has a smirk on his face when he's kind of lying and kind of joking. He has that smirk right now.
Write me down for Washington. I think they're gonna win. Screw Dallas. I'll tell you what. If you're not a Dallas Cowboys fan, you hate Dallas. Is it not true? You can be a Vikings fan. You can hate Dallas. I'm sorry. No disrespect to any teams like the Raiders, like we've been bashing on Jacksonville. No disrespect at all. You guys mean well. You're in the NFL for a reason. But it's just the thing with Dallas is, it's just how I feel. I'm not, bashing. I'm not trying to bash the Cowboys, but it just seems like if you're not a Dallas Cowboy fan, you hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're always given that high title of America's team when, there's a lot of teams.
Now the Broncos are America's team.
Really?
Apparently.
That title
I'm not surprised because everyone's sold on Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Everyone is.
So, is the bandwagon with Peyton Manning right now? Or?
It's gotta be, because it certainly is with the Seahawks.
Because the Colts were a pretty talk team when he was on there too, and they've been crossed out in most people's books, the Colts, and now Andrew Luck is bringing it back, which I really respect.
Right.
He's bringing this whole franchise back, and I really respect that from a young guy like Andrew Luck. One thing I just want to note, taking out all, this week's games, I just want to go back and look at last week where we actually had a tie between Zach and Ronoldy. It was our first tie in predictions. They both had 7 games that they both got. I got 6. I was close. If I didn't pick the Giants, which I changed at the last second, then it would have been a 3-way tie, but whatever. Right now, I have the best record. Zach following me up. He's about to take that from me if I don't get this win. And Ronaldo Dead last.
Dead
Just
last.
like his Jets.
It's because he picked the Jets.
He's gonna pick
when they played New England, he picked the Jets, and when they played Denver, they picked the Jets.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. They've played. The Jets have played a really good game. They play really good
Yeah.
games, but they just don't have that X factor.
Before we close out the show.